Hi there, Kyle Breer here with another Octave Music Center video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the RC-505. This is a very powerful loop station. I've got one of these at home that I've been using for about a year now, and it's got a lot of great features. We're going to start running through some of them right now. So to start things off, you can see that there are 5 channels here to lay down tracks on. Now what this means, generally speaking, is that unlike the Boss RC1, RC3, RC5, where you can only have one track and overdub on top of it, here you have 5 separate tracks with their own volume sliders so that you can create some pretty interesting compositional loops. We've got our main output level, so this is our master output volume. Very, very good for controlling. Basically the way that we did our balance testing today is that we just set it right in the middle, and it gave us a really good point to balance from. Looking at the front of the unit here, we've got 5 different tracks that we can record onto. Now this unlocks some pretty good possibilities for compositional loops, right? We've also got the sliders here, which helps us balance the sound after we've recorded it. Now I've also got the Boss FS5U here that I'm going to be using to open and close my loops, just so I can do this in a hands-free way. But if you're wondering how that's happening, it's with this guy right here. And I will do a separate video later showing you how to set that up with the control functions. All right, so I'm going to start by laying down a very simple loop here, just to demonstrate the basic features. All right, so here we go. Now you can see that the LED here is spinning around, and as soon as the loop closes, it will restart. This is a very nice visual display. You can record up to 1,000 bars if you're using the rhythm track, like 1,000 counts of 4 or 1,000 counts of 8, whatever you have. So there's a lot of capability in this thing to do either very short loops or very long loops. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to overdub over top of this. You see how it's green now? It's going to change to yellow. Right? And now my percussion thing that I just did with my ukulele is also on this track here. So I can use the balance slider here to drop it all the way down or bring it all the way up, right? Very basic features, just a very simple demonstration of how this works. What I'm gonna do now is stop the whole thing and also show you this very cool feature here, which is the All Start, All Stop button. If you're familiar with the SPD-SX Pro and the SPD-SX, this also has one of that. So it's a very handy feature, right? If you've got something going, and you want everything just to stop, boom. And it would be the same if there was a bunch on each of these tracks here. So what we can look at now is some input effects. So the RC-505 comes stock with a whole bunch of built-in effects. I'm going to use the microphone here. So right now you're also hearing the lapel mic that we've got going this, but I also have a microphone plugged in, so we're going to do a little bit of vocal manipulation. So if I come here and I hit A and edit, right, this is going to bring up my effects screen for the effects A, right? I can set it to whatever I want. You see here how they're, like, I can just keep going. There are a ton of different built-in effects. So I'm going to find something silly here. I was on the wrong one. I'm going to go to the pitch shifter. Oh, there we go. Pitch bend. Okay.
Well, hello there. I guess we're a little late for Halloween.
We can also do chipmunk voice.
The easy way to do this is now that I have my effects set up, I can toggle it on and off with the A button here, right? So this is effects A. I've also got this handy dandy knob here to basically dictate, you know, how much of the effect is being blended with the main tone, or like essentially the intensity of the effect being applied to the track there. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this. Most of the time I use the effects to either beef up the sound of either my ukulele that's going in there, or the acoustic guitar with the passive pickup with a preamp or something like that. But you can see here that there are a lot of different things that you can do on each effect. Like I can just keep going here, wow. Okay, so this is just one effect and it's all its functionality. But yeah, you've got tons of options. Definitely worth checking out. And then again, if you wanted to do something on the other side, so this is effects in, we've also got effects going out. So if you have something recorded already, like our little track that we did before, right? I can apply whatever, and I don't even know what's on there right now, so I'm kind of rolling the dice here by pressing A. I think it's on the scatter effect. Yeah, beat scatter. Okay, so let's change this to something recognizable here. Let's go with some chorus, right? All right, and that's applied now to the thing that I've already recorded. You can also enable and disable which tracks that's being applied to by pressing the FX button right here. So the effect is off now, even though it's toggled on this side, but I can toggle it back on. All right. So now I want this all to stop. Handy dandy all stop button, as I mentioned before. It is incredibly useful to have this thing here. The other main feature of the thing that I think this is very cool for, and I've been using it again with this FS5U here that's on the floor, is that you can got an incredible amount of customization when it comes to your control pedals. So this thing supports up to 4 control pedals, right? Or rather 2 stereo control pedals. So if you got the FS6U, you can essentially have 2 of them plugged in, right? What you can do, again, this is just a very quick demonstration. I'll get into the nitty-gritty of this sometime in the future. I can go to here to menu, and I can go to control function, right? These knobs here are also buttons, so I can press that in. It feels very good. And then I can go to control and expression, right? I can tell it which one that I want to change, which right now I have number 3, and I've got that set to current track, record, and play for, which essentially makes this FS5U on the floor here function the same as a RC1, RC3, RC5. You tap to start the recording, you tap to stop or close the loop, you can double tap and hold to clear the loop. So I'm going to do that right now on this one here. I'm going to double tap and hold. And you see, my track is now cleared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little demonstration here and build a quick loop all in one go using the foot switch on the floor here and my ukulele. So let's do that right now. My chorus effect is still on, so I'm taking that off. like I said before, if I want to start and stop everything that I've just done, I can very easily do that with the all start, all stop button. So boom, everything stopped there. Now let's say I want to save this because I like it. Now, you know, I've done this one before. This is kind of one of my go-to loops to build. This take of it is okay. We're gonna go with this one today. But what I can do here is I can hit exit and enter at the same time, and that will bring up my write or clear option. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit write, and then I'm going to hit enter, and that's going to write it to memory 70 there. All right, so there's a lot of internal memory inside of the RC-505. You can see here that we have 99 slots, 99 memory slots. And you see as I'm rolling through it, some of them are lighting up, and that's because there's already a loop recorded on here. So you can customize and name each one, but you can also tell there's something here, like there's a little, you know, faded red line around this, that there's something on each of these tracks here. So as I scroll through them, you can see, well, these ones are mostly blank, but there we go, 77's got something. Okay, so there's a couple other things that I want to talk about here with this. I'm gonna go to a different track. Let's just pick memory slot 65. Because there's a bunch of built-in rhythm options for the RC-505. Now, I can start and stop this right now with this here on the rhythm section, right? So you see I've got a click track going on, and that is going at 120 beats per minute. Now, let's say I know the tempo instinctively, but I don't know the exact number. We've got a very cool tap function here, right? Let's try and match it with what I had before. Do, 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 right? Okay, so that is about 70.8 BPM. Very, very, very handy to get that in there. Also, what I can do is I can hit this edit button here, and you see that I've got multiple options in terms of what I'm hearing for my rhythm track. So by default, it is set to the guide track, which is basically just a click track, right? But I can change this here to, let's say, let's go with a punk, right? So now we've got a punk rock. This is the 8-beat number 1, right? We've got a ton of different patterns in here I can switch up to, right? This is 16-beat pattern 1. Side stick, right? Variations on each. Right? I can also change the kit. So if I want to stop that again, I can just hit stop there. And so if you're not a drummer yourself, you can have a ton of different beats and grooves to play along with. But if we come at the top here and we look at what the input capabilities of this thing is that we've got 2 XLR ins, and then we also have 2 sets of stereo ins. So what I really like to do with this is hook up my electronic drum kit to this thing here. And I'll bring it stereo into instrument 1 or instrument 2. I'll use the foot switch to toggle on if I'm gonna, or my, my count in, and then create the drum beat, open and close the loop with the foot switch. It works really, really, really well. And that allows me to essentially create my own custom drum beats that have, a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more fill. But essentially what you're looking at here is 4 inputs, right? 2 XLR, so you can have 2 mic, or you can do like a XLR left and right out from a board or something like that. Same thing with these 2 stereo 1/4 inch ins, right? Right now I've got my ukulele plugged in, mono just into instrument 1, but I could do a stereo out from a drum kit like the TD-17 in the drum studio and use the stereo 1/4 inch into here, which works incredibly well. Now, if we're looking a little bit down here, we've got the main outs here. Now this is going to the Rubix 24, which is currently recording what you're hearing from the RC-505. We've got two mics set up essentially. We've got the one going into the camera, which is what you're hearing right now. We've also got the one going into the RC-505, which is this mic right here. Essentially, we have three sets of outputs, right? We've got our main out, our sub out 1, our sub out 2. We've also got the headphone out. So you've got lots of different output options. There's also an incredible amount of routing capabilities inside this machine here. So, you know, if you decide that you want the click track to only come out of sub 1 and sub 2 and not out of the main, or like the drum track or whatever you're recording to, you can customize that so that it's only coming out of these two here. It's much more of an advanced feature though, so I will probably do it. If I'm gonna make a video about that, it'll be its own video. And then moving right along here, these two here are the control functions I was talking about earlier. So each of these is a stereo connection, right? I've just got it in mono right now, so I'm only using control switch 3, right? But you can have up to 4 right here in these control switches, right? So that'll let you do, you know, you could bind one to the all start, all stop. You could have one function as the like the RC-505 to open and close your loop or clear it. You can have another two that, you know, advance the memory forward once, or you know, bring back the memory once, so that you can do, you know, different compositions, right? If you had, you know, different drum beats and different riffs recorded across two different memories, essentially you could be a one-man band with this thing, is what I'm saying. Is you could set it up so that you know, memory 70 was a verse, memory 71 was the chorus, memory 72 was the bridge, and you could use the control function here to advance or come back to each different section. Now there's also a MIDI in and MIDI out. Got to admit, I don't really know how to utilize this. I'm not very versed in MIDI, but if any of you know how to utilize this in the comments, let me know, because I'd love to check it out, and I'd love to learn even more about this, you know, incredible machine here. We also have the USB out. This is how you will import or export tracks into or out of the RC-505. If you've got a loop recorded on here that you really like, you can plug it into your computer and extract it right off there. It basically shows up as a hard drive. Or let's say you have a drum beat, like of a whole song that you want to load in. You can plug it into your computer and, you know, load it into track 1 on memory 70, and away you go. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Kyle Briere. We are at the Octave Music Center. We're located at 218A Victoria Road South in Guelph, Ontario. You can find us online at www.theoctavemc.com to check out, you know, more cool features for this thing, anything we've got listed, any new products we've got in, everything's on the website there. Check it out. Take care, keep on creating.